Welcome back, world. Welcome back. We're gonna jump right into it. I ain't gonna spend too much time with the intro as usual. I really wish I had my collection out because that would go great. I can only imagine who it would be. That's all right. Things are changing, and that's the whole point. The eclipse tomorrow is in the Virgo. Put simply, releasing what no longer serves you. You know what I'm saying? Virgo is about service. It's right in line with Ramadan. So Virgo rules the gut. So this is why the fast is such a good time for the fast. And on top of that, we have the blue storm wavespell, which we're in the 5th day of, which means that it's a sudden clearing of energy. So all three of these energies are lined up in one. And it's making for basically people you serve may be changing now. You know what I'm saying? So a good example of this is like what happened down the strip where I work at. Somebody got fired just like that. It was a day ago. You know what I'm saying? So that's that clearing out of the energy and a whole bunch of shit surrounding it. But Virgo is also about the details surrounding these events, when we talk about Virgo energy. But at the same time, because people who read tarot and do, for the most part, are supposed to be very intuitive, and they're supposed to be people who listen and are guided before they even open their fucking mouth to tell somebody else what to do or give advice, right? And that comes from experience. It's not about reading no damn book. It's about life experience. And that alone will line you up with the people that you're supposed to meet. The thing about tarot that's not so great being as a service is people don't want the truth. You know what I mean? You'll have people on one hand that'll just tell you whatever you need. You know what I'm saying? Just fucking entertainment. Then there's people on this side like myself that say, you know what? Fuck the bullshit. I want you to grow. And I'm going to give you the message no matter how it comes out. So it's one of those disclaimers where it's like, don't come to my fucking channel for no bullshit. Don't come with your bullshit. You feel what I'm saying? Because people in the back got smoke for you all day. You know what I mean? And that's just the best way, easiest way I can put it. Service and clearing out what no longer serves you. Another good example is this fucking house, man. These motherfuckers is lazy as fuck. They don't clean nothing. And it's just a bunch of animals and shit. So this is my cue to clear out. You feel what I'm saying? Because I'm not going to be cleaning up at the people who don't have that kind of... it just doesn't make sense to me. But, I mean, we're all going to go through it in different ways. And you're always going to be going through something in life. That's just how it is. So it's not... people in tarot sitting pretty and looking, making all this whatever. It's rarely the case for a very good reader. You know what I'm saying? Unless the people that they're serving are actually taking the action and following the instructions. You know what I mean? We're not speaking to you from us. We're speaking as a conduit for something else. You know what I'm saying? It could be your spirit guides. Because you don't understand their language, they got to come to people like me. You know what I'm saying? Who understand the language. And therefore can translate it for you. And that's pretty much it. It has nothing to do with the ego, the shine, the glitter, the glitch. You see my background's just a fucking wall. I ain't got to put all that bullshit back there. Like no goddamn candles. Have a whole bunch of crystals laying around. That's nice. But that's the fluff. You feel what I'm saying? That is the fluff. So for this 3-3, and believe me when I say this is going to be a powerful one, because even my Transformers app is throwing an event for 3-3, and it's only an hour long, which means that, the people who are running the world know exactly what's going on in the cosmos. They know all about the Mayan calendar. They know numerology. They know a whole bit because they know that's how we ran the world prior to it. You know what I'm saying? To them coming into power, so to speak. And they plan accordingly. And, and for me, it's like, how come we don't? We the people. But then again, not everybody's supposed to be in the priesthood. Blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? I digress. So let's get to the fancy deck, and I'm going to clarify what the Santa Morte deck. But that is the opening spiel with this. This is about letting it fucking go. Letting it go. You know what I'm saying? Letting it all go. As far as services, acts of service, what serves you, what benefits you, yada yada. Virgo for me is like that, what they call them people, social workers. You know what I'm saying? Who go house to house and have to see all the shit other people are going through and have to deal with. It's the same thing in tarot. You pick up a card, you flip it, it's like, sometimes it's hard to deliver. But I'm not, that's what I'm here for. First card out is the Hanged Woman or Hanged Man, depending on how you wanna flip this for yourself, because it may be somebody in your life. You know what I'm saying? I need y'all to start tapping into your own discernment when you do come up, because you'll know it by whatever you're going through at the time. This is talking about getting a new perspective, but in that new perspective is a metamorphosis, which is pretty much where we're at right now. That's like looking at something different now. The job that used to serve you, is it serving you now? The people that you used to be around, are they serving you now? You feel what I'm saying? Any of that. And it's in the upright. But what this is going to do is offer you a different lens to look through. You know what I'm saying? You've been looking at this wall for the whole entire time and missing what's on the side and behind. This is urging you to do that 360 and look around your whole circumstance and be like, yo, who really rocks with me? Taosi is about community at the end of the day. Let me change the lighting here slightly. This is about who really rocks with you, because Taosi is the forebearer for her community underwater. She's the advocate for clean air and water and not being hunted to the brink of extinction kind of archetype. And because of that, her community surrounds and supports her. And whatever endeavor she serves, whatever function she gives service to. But her service is to something bigger than herself. Did we just have, anyway, we just had that talk. But this is what it is. Look at the people, places, and things around you right now. And gain more. There's still a lesson in that. You know what I'm saying? There's still information for you to gather that you can take into the next. And it can be something as simple as noticing the signs of when people are envious of you because of what you do, or jealous, or they're just smiling in your face, or people who put on a show like their life is the fucking best when behind closed doors you know otherwise. Like, the perspective needs to change, because you may have looked at that person or places as successful. And that goes with that shit. I would never call myself Osiris, have some chick off in the woods with a bunch of kids looking for my, you feel me? That's part of the story. You have to take on all the energy that encompasses. You can't just pick out what you like. You know what I'm saying? Would it be nice if it was that sweet? You feel me? So if you're picking up Oshun, you got to be Oshun the mother, the grieving wife. You know what I'm saying? You got to go through all the shit that she did because you're taking in that energy. And this is the same way with people. And this is what I'm saying as a cautionary. You really have to look. Your perspective has to change. It is going to be changed, because this feels like a lot of truth is being revealed right now. As we can see in the world, I mean, let's be funky. Half of this shit is AI anyway. AI is doing whatever the fuck it wants to. You know what I'm saying? You can say one thing and it's all over your shit. Got a whole bunch of ads of single Asian women just because I looked at one pic over there. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh my God. You know, and it looks so real is what I'm saying. You know, things are not what they appear. You really have to look closely now. You have to take on another vantage point. And from that, you will grow in your understanding and knowing who to deal with now. Maybe your services are changing as far as the pricing, you know, the terms or what you have to offer. So that's more of a introspective kind of way of looking at it rather than looking outside, because I'd rather have you look inside. Bottom of the deck. The Empress. All right. We're going to get Santa Morte out on these bad boys and girls in a second. This is feeling more like, you know, the Empress sits still. This is a time for stillness. This is a time for that introspection and letting the answers come to you. You understand what I'm saying? Taking your time and letting it come to you, so that all these new ideas that have come through the other transits that we've been going through, you can actually give birth and conceive something new for yourself and for those you serve. You know, whatever it is that you serve. I don't care if it's a Jesus, goddamn. You know, like, be about that work. You know what I'm saying? It's not even the fact of how I feel or anybody else feels about the religion or whatever it does. What does it do for you, and how do you take in that energy and then get that energy out? And now it's asking, like, is that shit even really worth it? Like, do you see the growth? Do you see, you know, lives changing as a result of your work? Do you see your life changing in a positive way as a result of the work or the energy that you're lending? You know, are those people really, do those people really got your back? You know what I'm saying? Do they really got your back? You put out some really dope shit, you know, you have an accomplishment in life, and 2 people show up. Well, those are the 2 people that are rocking Watausi right now. You feel what I'm saying? As part of her network or her armor, the people that speak for you when you're not in the room. You know what I'm saying? Because you do have some riders like that in your life. You know, we all do. You know what I'm saying? Somebody say something bad about you, you ain't in the room, your homie or your homegirl step up and be like, oh, that shit ain't right. You know what I mean? I don't know where you getting your info from, or you can talk that shit like it ain't gonna get back, but it's gonna get back. You feel what I'm saying? You want that kind of energy around you. So let's clarify. We're gonna clarify first. I want to do Talusi first. Let's clarify Talusi just to give it a closer look. And then I'm gonna be out of here, because it ain't about listening to somebody for 40 fucking minutes, pulling cards, sounding fucking intelligent, whatever, man. It's simple at the end of the day. It's simple. Yes, sir. Now, this is, you got to understand seasons of life when I talk about this. Some people will be in your life for most of it, if not all of it. Very few, you understand what I'm saying, that you maintain that, you know, your inner circle. Let's just put it like that. And then there's everybody else. You're going to have people who are around 2 seasons, 3 seasons, maybe 5, maybe not even a full season. The focus is you. And why do I say that? Because we have more of this earth energy. So what this is about is value. The value that you bring to wherever arena we're talking about. Love, work, friendships, partnerships, children, what you do creatively has a value to it. This 9 of Pentacles and this Knight of Pentacles speaks about being very, like, there's no outside influence with this 9 right here. I don't know, this is where you don't need nobody to tell you shit. I was telling somebody the other day, I was like, it was like something, I forget what I did, but they were like, that's great. And I was like, thank you. But I was like, you know, after we got to talking, we were pretty much, I had been where they are now. And I was telling them that I take compliments the same way as criticism. I don't give a fuck about either. I appreciate it, but I say that to say it's not going to sway how I feel about what I bring to the table. You feel what I'm saying? Nothing supersedes that. And again, with this new birthing of things, this is a new cycle. We're really treading on unfamiliar territory, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Nothing is clear cut. Everything is up for grabs. It's that motherfucker that decides to sit down in meditation and go up there and grab an idea that's going to get it down. It's not saying who's going to do it. You know, that's a free will choice. It's the same thing with here. And it's going to take time to grow. Slow and steady wins the race right now. Slow and steady wins the race. I know we're in the fire horse and all that shit, and everybody want to jump on a stagecoach and be out. But for this time period, especially for the next couple of days, while this energy sorts itself out, you should be very patient in your moves and in your finances. But your value system is going to change. You know what I'm saying? You're going to come across people who are a little bit more. This is about starting new relationships kind of thing as well. You know what I'm saying? It's basically the same card. In this context, in this arena, by themselves, but this is reaping the fruits of your own labor. This is doing things outside of what everybody else got going on. This is like starting your own business. Now, of course, you're going to need that community that we talked about to support it. You know what I mean? But it's about the value that you're offering these people who come to, get something of service from you, whatever that may be. Let's get the Hanged Woman. Let's see what we got for you. This is about the new perspective. This is what this whole thing is going, because the eclipse is going to cut all that shit out. Now, you can do one or two things. You can go kicking and screaming, or you can go willingly. I'm going to say that again. You can go kicking and screaming, or you can go willingly. Which one will you choose? This means, like, if you lose a phone, if something gets lost, let it go. Especially at this time, it's meant to go. So something else can come in and take its place. That's where the focus is. Gratitude for that, for what it did, but I can't wait for whatever comes in. That's an affirmation you could just say to get that thing, get yourself lined up. Or you could be like, I'm looking high and low for this bitch. I spent 2 hours tearing up the house looking for this phone and I can't find it. It's got everything in there. Like, I'm going crazy. I went back to the park. I went back to the job. I went to spent 5 hours that you could have been doing some other shit. Surrendering to the energy and got yourself in a funk. And now you done fucked everything up because you could have been somewhere where you run into said people. You'd have ran into somebody who owns a goddamn store. Be like, yeah, I got a couple extra phones in the back, $5. I don't know. You're cool people, so we had a great conversation kind of thing because of the value of your service or how you show up. All right? So we're clarifying that with the perspective part. Let's see what we got. We're going to do this one at a time. I won't be just as surprised as you. Oh, there it is again. Collaborations. People, groups of people, organizations, people that you work with, that you key with, that you chop it up with. It's all centered around the people that are in your environment. I done told you about this motherfucking place. You know what I'm saying? And it's everywhere. So it's not something that's going to, and you got to remember this. For those of you that are not as strong-willed, this is not a personal attack like you make bad decisions. We're all in situations that we have no control over sometimes. It's about making the choice being handed to you now. I feel I just had to say that because some people just be like, they take it as a personal attack when you tell them some shit like you're dumb as fuck. And I would say you are if you don't do anything about it, but the message is clear. What's the next one? 8 of Swords. So this is where it gets funky because this is the mind that we're talking about. This is the headaches that losing something may cause, or people leaving, or you may be excommunicated from some shit. You know what I mean? Because you're the one getting eclipsed. You got to remember that. We're all being eclipsed out of something. Nobody's pristine like, oh, everybody's a fucking ass motherfucker. They leaving my life. I'm pretty, I didn't do nothing. No, you're getting X'd out of their life too. Or somewhere else. And it's not a personal thing. It's just rearranging the energy so that what goes together now. You know what I mean? It may be something better waiting for your ass. And that's where your mind should be. And with this Mercury retrograde, it's going to have you look back. All your old belief systems about yourself, about other people, about, how you should show up in the world, things of that nature. But we're talking more about values here, how you see yourself and others. You know what I'm saying? So if you choose to linger around these people, headaches. If you choose to go looking for that lost item, such as that said phone, headaches. Repeating the past. That's all the mind can do. It cannot go past what it already knows. Whatever you've learned, whatever you acquired as far as data, that's it. That's it. You know what I mean? And it's going to run the program. It's just going to run the program. All right, so this is what you're being cautioned to. If you find yourself in this kind of energy, overthinking things, then this is your cue to get your ass outside somewhere and ground. That's what I did today right before this. Like, before I do readings, I make sure I'm clear. I don't just run up in this bitch unless it's really like one of them messages, you know what I mean? Half my head on fire and shit, like I gotta get out. But when I have time, like today, taking your time to get your word straight, your message straight, to fill out that application straight, you know what I'm saying? To Virgo energy, get all the fucking details that you're going to need to move forward with said projects or relationships. How much does it pay? How many hours is it going to be? What is my commitment? What is your responsibilities? Do you have kids? Do you want kids? You know, for y'all looking for love out here. The things that are important to the overall long-term stability, where you'll actually be able to maintain yourself and the relationship, whether, you know, it prospers or not. Fuck it, you're fine. So, yeah, fire horse, it's all good. Take it to the stream, let it get some water. Let it kind of warm up right now. But this is retrograde time, so it's time to reflect. See yourself in the situations that you've been in. Draw out the wisdom from that. Situations where you want to see yourself, because this is in Pisces as well. We're talking about dreams and aspirations. And my goddamn, all that old shit that you love to do, that was, your art, your crafts, whatever. It may be something new waiting for you. You know, been painting your own for years, but maybe there's a new avenue of art that I'm looking at now. You feel what I'm saying? Just as an example for using myself. Or maybe something you didn't get to fully take advantage of because of, people, places, and things. Just the environment itself. Maybe your house was too small or too loud for a studio, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Or you just didn't have space to create the scale that you saw in your mind. But now, reflecting, let's clear out that old way of thinking, because over time you could get resentful against that. Be like, damn, man, I'm never going to be able to. And you see how these affirmations start to build up over time and go and work against you. Your own mind starts to work against you because you've created a belief system, Pisces, retrograde, that goes against what you really want. You feel what I'm saying? It goes against. And you program that based on the experience, if it's happened time and time again. Now, if it's happened time and time again, that's your cue that you need to change something about you in order that doesn't happen again. So it keeps happening. You start building up this resentment. Guess who you're really building up the resentment against? I'll wait. Last card before we roll out. The Empress. The Empress. And the Empress lets things come to her. It's not just about money. It ain't just about money. That's how you tell somebody broke. By the way they look at you. You know what I'm saying? You ain't worried about all that. That's just normal breathing shit that, you ain't got to say it. I just put it out there like that. Like, we can save ourselves so much just stress minding our words. I'm just saying. Like, if the girl at the counter makes your face fall off, you just surrender it and let it go. You don't resent or hold it. It's like, that's the standard of life. You feel what I'm saying? So what? She missed out. That's how you should be thinking. He or she. Excuse me. Because that's one of my pet peeves about these goddamn readers out here, man. It's mostly women. And I'm telling you, some of these jokes, they be dogging motherfuckers. They be dogging dudes bad. You know what I'm saying? we just got talking about affirmations. And this is Reiki. Reiki is a feathered griffin, if you will, messenger, bird energy, that kind of energy, you know what I'm saying? Messages back and forth, communication. Also mercury kind of energy. But this is where it's at, because Reiki is a healing art. So this is healing through words, through affirmations. You should have about 10 or 20 on deck each day, even if you're just making them up on the fly, based on a situation. This is dealing with things head fucking on. Something bad happens or something that's out of whack, address it right there with yourself. I didn't get the job, that's fine. I'm probably suited for something better. That they weren't paying enough anyway. Like, you got to make it up in your mind that, you know, it's not personal. You understand what I'm saying? It has nothing really to do with you. That's everybody else's monkey ass. And I was supposed to clarify the Santa Muerte, not that, but shit happens. Like, you can't always go by the script. 6 of Pentacles in the reverse. Time. Again, time. Investments. And the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah. This is the result. This is end result shit right here. To what I was talking about the Empress. If you go chasing right now, if you go digging around and all that other funky shit on impulse, well, there will be no ascension. It's like going back to level 1 in Mario, because you done fucking ran into a mushroom that was alive. I'm not talking about one of the ones that give you fireballs and makes you grow. You feel what I'm saying? Still fucking world 1-1 here, because you haven't learned the lesson. You're running around in a circle. This is when you get to, you know, especially during this time with all this energy, like once this clears, especially this retrograde thing starts speeding up, oh my God, you're going to find all the little warps. You know, that first board, that first underground board, if you remember it, when you go underground, if you get all the way to the top and go all the way to the very edge of the screen, there was a tunnel under there that took you all the way to Warp 5 from World 1. You know, we didn't know about that shit until we got the cheat codes and all that. Or we had time to sit there and explore the whole fucking board instead of just trying to beat the motherfucker. We was just looking everywhere, you know, breaking bricks everywhere just because we had time to. But the time on those boards runs out. You remember that? And the shit will start speeding up the music and it'll tell you to get to that fucking flagpole or you die. You know, there's a limit on some of this stuff that we have to address right now within our own lives. There's a limit. There's a time limit to it. You know, so that's why I say address it when it comes up during these times. Address it head on and do it with a sense of compassion for yourself. Self-love. If you're already in that, you already know what I'm talking about. It's not even going to be a problem for you. It's not even going to be a problem. But you want to make it clear. This is making things clear. This is like, if it's over, it's over. You don't want to leave no doors open that somebody creep their monkey ass back into. And, you know, in the crazy world we live in, that might not be enough for some people. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, we got our stalkers out here and all that, right? We got people who just don't kind of get the memo. But as long as you have said it out loud, you know what I'm saying? You have made it known that this shit is over or whatever it may be. It's kind of like writing it in stone so that we don't have to revisit this shit ever again. So I'm getting a little group meetings like that and just leave it on the table now. Make sure everybody walks away knowing what the F it is. You feel me? What is going on? Because your perspective is valid. It's worth something, isn't it? What you have to say, what you have to offer is worth something. Right? And if motherfuckers don't appreciate it, well, there's motherfuckers that will. Now, just don't let it be no bullshit. You talking some dumb bullshit. That's a different story. But I'm talking about speaking true from the heart. You feel me? That kind of shit. Yes. Trust me, I would be in a whole nother business if it was about that. I wouldn't be doing art and readings. I'm a Taurus. I can find a million ways to make money, but my heart and integrity and all that other things might, if I had to sacrifice all that, nah, I'll take the long road. You know what I'm saying? And smell the flowers along the fucking way. All right, closing messages for y'all. Appreciate y'all for sticking in here with me and getting this, helping me get this message out. And I hope it's bringing some enlightenment to you, because tomorrow is going to be, what is tomorrow? Why did I think it was this? Oh, because we got to talk about the wavespell. That's right. The wavespell. We have 8 more days of this. So, like I said, all this energy is lining up at the same time. It's not a coincidence. I don't care if it's Gregorian calendar, Mayan calendar, astrology, fucking cards, whatever, or you're just intuition telling you something is changing. This is the month of March. Is going to be it's going to be kind of like a marker, a really good marker, because it's the eclipse. So all the old is getting wiped away and it's making room for the new. So between now and the next 6 months, it's kind of imperative that you pay attention, okay? Virgo, details. What's leaving and why, and what's coming in kind of energy. What's replacing that energy? Are you making sure? It's like saging your house, right? We all know, well, those of us who've been in it a while, sage doesn't work by itself. All you're doing is clearing the energy for something to come in, whether it's negative or positive. It's just making space. You need to put something to it to fill the space for what you want. So if it was abundance, you would sprinkle some goddamn cinnamon on that brick with the sage. You got to add to it to make the environment what you want, right? You just don't let the sage clear the air. 10 minutes later, somebody's funky ass done walk by your house, with a whole lot of whatever, and now that shit's in your house because, oh, look at this clear space I have to work with. There's no resistance getting in here. And you spend the next 6 months like that motherfucker that just walked through your shit. You feel what I'm saying? Or having to deal with that energy and getting rid of that. Now is a great time to clear, because the universe, God, whatever, is supporting it 100% at this time. This is cleanup time. You know what I mean? This is when Barney come up to them little kids. Barney being the most high in this situation. Talking about clean up, everybody clean up. You know what I mean? So you're going to be one of them kids singing along and getting your shit together with that little motherfucker in the corner, holding on to this little Tonka truck and shit. You know what I mean? This little untitled ass. Nigga, you will not be playing in the next session with us. You feel me? Because we have a group agreement. All right, closing, and then I'll let y'all, okay. Good. The knee star. Because this is perfect for the retrograde. Because when I talk about retrogrades, and a lot of my teachers in the past have always talked about it, being a bow and arrow. When you're talking about retrograde, you're talking about going backwards, like pulling the bow backwards, so you can aim that motherfucker, which is what we're doing now. Figuring out where our goals are now, what we want to target, what we want to go after now. Everything is different. Everything has changed. You know what I mean? You may not like the same kind of guy or girl you used to like, kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? You might have been the biggest hoe, but now you want to settle down. I just put it that plainly. You know what I mean? Guy or girl. So now it's time to reflect on the experience that you had as a girl or guy hoe. I'm being facetious. I'm sorry. But I'm just using that as an example because we all know hoe. Pulling it back, retrograde. When it's time to release, which will be during the end of March, pretty much when everything will start clearing up. And spring will be here, blowing all that old shit out from the winter. I mean, it's all on time. So what a perfect time to feng shui your house out, feng shui your life. You know what I mean? Clean your car out, clean your attic out, clean your basement out, clean your phone out, your emails, anything that's old and just sitting around stagnant. Just get rid of it. You know what I mean? Get the big lawn bags out. And start getting all that old shit out your front yard and all that, so the energy can come up to your doorstep and actually bless you. You know what I'm saying? Anything you need to do to lighten the load. And the card that supports that, let's get to it. Because this is a good day. It's a really good day. Because if you don't do the work now, this going to be your monkey ass. You're going to be the Empress in reverse, feeling like you got to run around and chase everything, i.e. them hoes, and you won't have any fertile soil because you didn't pull up the weeds from last year. You didn't get all the excess stuff out of that garden. This is also the subconscious mind when we're talking about underground, planting seeds. So that means you didn't do no affirmations. You didn't put nothing in there. You know, it's very simple. Before you go to sleep, you have a recording on that has everything on it that you really want for your life. It could be 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I put that shit on the loop and I fall out. That's programming the mind. You know what I'm saying? Doing different things. Having room for new, no room, no attraction. This is the warning, people. Do not end up like this motherfucker. Or this motherfucker. You thought you was playing, she looked like somebody about to plant him. Be at the behest or under the influence of somebody else other than himself. And just all out of position here. Talk about no new ideas and nothing growing. Here it is for you. And of course, we're going to see people go through it like that. We're going to see it. Not everybody listens. You know what I mean? Even readers who get the message. I know sometimes I haven't listened to some certain things. I pay for that shit. Gracefully, like, yes, here, I get it now. Take this. You know what I'm saying? Just get this shit over with. As soon as possible. Because I've seen it before. There's nothing new to learn there. You know what I mean? There's a different way how to fuck your day up. Maybe. But it's not helping, it's not serving. So remember these words as we get like this week and next week. You're looking about service. What serves you? Who supports you? Your friend groups, your job, your occupation, people around you, people that you associate with, relationships. Whenever is lost now, let it be lost because it's making room for something else. A little bit of compassion for yourself. What is your worth and your value? Maybe now is a great time to up your prices for your service because you have a whole lot of extra wisdom now, a whole lot of extra work put in, right? The blue storm is going to clear out. So there's going to be sudden events. There's going to be sudden urges to clean things out. That's like, you know what, fuck this. Hey, yo, I fucking quit. Boom. You know what I'm saying? Like quick, decisive shit. Not that Eight of Swords that we saw. We want to be clear about our decisions based on the details of Virgo, giving us the facts, and also going on our gut feeling. If you feel like motherfucker playing in your face, and you're clear, yeah, they playing in your face. Now you make the appropriate action. And sometimes you ain't got to say nothing, just step. Nobody needs that explanation. Hell, they're probably not even on the level to even receive the explanation. They just want to argue and shit. Fuck all that. Unless you like beating niggas up and serving time. You know, whatever. Choose your own adventure. But just remember those points right there as we get into first, second week of March 3rd. And just let the magic happen. But get your affirmations together. Your goals. Get your mind focused. You know what I'm saying? On what it is that you really want to happen in this next cycle for yourself. All right. I don't know. Am I going to read cards? Am I reading cards tonight? I don't know. Anybody want cards read? I'll do a $5 spread for you tonight. If you want. I'm going to give y'all, because I know that thing be lying sometimes. It'd be like, motherfuckers up here just not squawking. You know, that shit is weird. But anyway. Because there's other shit I want to do tonight. You know what I'm saying? But if not, if that's all it is, I can leave y'all with that. Sovereignty, sacred. You already got it. So, you know, if it doesn't fall in line with that shit, and I'm so happy that you don't need fucking cards. I really, honestly, it's a tarot card reader's dream that nobody needs help anymore because they're listening to themselves. So, right on time. But if you do, I'll put this shit in the description box. And you better be ready for the truth and how to work through that before you even call this motherfucker. Because I'm going to let you know about yourself. See what I'm talking about? Because these motherfuckers is everywhere. And I'll get you. All right, y'all. Deuce.